Oh, yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Live from the Park Forest Studios in Jackson, Michigan. This is Steve Sporty Balls with the latest in sports and entertainment news. Today, Michigan has a new head coach. And we usually have the other fun stuff. Scores, no highlights, we don't have rights to those. And a few other things, including breaking news. And with all that, here's a man who breaks news and breaks hearts. This is Harry von Stuttgart, and I just break hearts. Here is the other guy. Thank you, Goodrich Breath. Thank you, Goodyear Breath. Hey, thank you, Harry. Hi there, everybody. Welcome. Wie geht's? And can you lower that down just a little bit? Yep, we're still without furniture. I'm sitting on a beanbag. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Glad to see you. We are going to start right off the bat with some breaking news, and let's get to it right now. It is the end. Yeah, we said this the last time he got into a scandal, but I think this time this is a permanent end. Vince McMahon has resigned from WWE's parent company, TKO Group Holdings, one day after serious allegations of sexual abuse and trafficking emerged. WWE President Nick Khan informed WWE staff of McMahon's resignation earlier today. Quote, I wanted to inform you that Vince McMahon has tendered his resignation from his positions as TKO executive chairman and on the TKO board of directors, end quote. Khan wrote in an all-staff email, quote, he will no longer have a role with TKO Group Holdings or the WWE. McMahon's resignation from TKO comes in the aftermath of horrifying allegations levied against McMahon by a former employee. On Thursday, Janelle Grant filed a lawsuit against WWE, Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr., and former head of talent relations, John Laurinaitis. The lawsuit details multiple allegations of sexual assault and extreme, quote, extreme depravity conducted by McMahon and Laurinaitis. Grant also accused McMahon of trafficking her to other men, quote, as a pawn to secure talent deals, end quote. Mr. McMahon said in a statement, quote, I stand by my prior statement that Ms. Grant's lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene, made-up instances, and never occurred, and is a vindictive distortion of the truth. I intend to vigorously defend myself against these baseless accusations and look forward to clearing my name. However, out of respect for the WWE universe, the extraordinary TKO business and its board members and shareholders, partners, and constituents, and all of the employees and superstars, because remember, in the WWE, they're not wrestlers, they're superstars, who helped make WWE into the global leader it is today, I have decided to resign from my executive chairmanship in the TKO board of directors effective immediately. Now, this marks the second time in 18 months that McMahon has stepped down from corporate roles involving the WWE. McMahon previously retired as WWE chairman and CEO amid sexual misconduct, investigations, and millions of dollars being paid to women to shut up. It's called hush money. McMahon returned to WWE in January of last year, 2023, as an executive chairman to lead WWE's sales efforts. McMahon was granted the title of TKO executive chairman after WWE and UFC merged in a deal coordinated by the folks at Endeavor. The recent allegations against McMahon come days after WWE signed a 10-year deal with Netflix totaling $5 billion. Slim Jim, a key WWE sponsor, paused their promotional activities with the company in light of the allegations. A spokesperson for McMahon released a statement addressing the lawsuit on Thursday night. That address goes simply like this, quote, "This lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene, made-up instances that never occurred, and a vindictive distortion of the truth. He will vigorously defend himself," end quotation. Yeah. So once again, Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr., the longtime head of the WWE, has once again tendered his resignation. And if I were Vince, I would now go into hiding or somewhere where he can have thought and try to find reasonability. Like Cleveland or Toledo. Anyway, we carry on with news items. Hey, Night Breeze, how you doing? How's everything, Night Breeze? By the way, before we go on any further here on this little broadcast, a little reminder to our producer, Mr. Matthew, the Wizard Nichols, and one-tenth, or however, there are three of us that host Last Call Cafe. He's one, I'm one, and Jay's one. I'm going to try to find out. Finer than a frog's hair. Great to see you again. Well, it's great to see you, Night Breeze. I'm going to see what the update is on Jay's laptop. Because when he gets his laptop all nice, neat, and thingamified, and when I get my furniture, the podcast will continue, or will return. Hey! Also, I just want to make sure I'm not going to have anything Monday night about maybe 9, 10 o'clock. Well, no, check that. Monday afternoon, right? Monday morning or afternoon? Monday afternoon, yeah. I'll have, is Jay also going to be a part of the Twitch thing or just the Spreaker show? I'll have to ask him if he wants to join us for the extension on Twitch. We also, let's see, so I'm going to talk to him about it, see if he is interested in joining us on Twitch as well, joining our Twitch show. Well, he should, because he is a part of our Spreaker show and should be a part of our Twitch show, Twitchcast. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, our Twitchcast. And if it gets any more interesting, hope he can get his laptop fixed. Also, do you need Jay's Discord again since you have a new Discord? Yeah, you might want to shoot me a little thing on Messenger for that. Try to find OBS. We'll download I'll download OBS. I think we got Twitch Studio, which is a lot like OBS, although I'm not too certain, but we'll find out. This is what's called in the business house cleaning. But I'm hoping that next week we can get the Twitch channel up and somewhat running. And there we go. Okay. Thank you, Matt. Duly notatable. Anyway, so just a little reminder for Matt and me and Jay that I'm going to be downloading OBS, and everything should fall neatly into place where we will, a week afterwards, be doing our first ever L2C our last call on the house. We gotta find a title. I know it's going to be last call, but we gotta find out. Last call extended hour. Hey, there's a good one. Last call extended. Well, whatever we're going to call it, we're going to call it. So please stand by. Everything is self-explanatory. What we're doing is we're adding new things to the L2C Media Network, not just the sports show, but to the Last Call Cafe. We're going to do things right. Anyway, let's get you an update on the other big story, which is, of course, Championship Sunday. The Detroit Lions are gearing up to battle the San Francisco 49ers for that golden ticket to Vegas, baby, for Super Bowl 58. Yeah, because I know how to work OBS. I can help you with it. I also have a good friend who can also be of assistance if I can get her. She's a VTuber like me and like a mentor named E.B. Vandal. Sounds good. Sounds good because I'm still sort of new at Twitch. But if we can get the right stuff on it, we can make it a very good thing. That includes Skype. The Detroit Lions, by the way, are gearing up to battle the San Francisco 49ers for a spot in Super Bowl 58. And they released their final injury report on Friday afternoon. It brought forth good news in general as tight end Sam Laporta and center Frank Ragnow carry no game designation into the week. There was something interesting included in the report. Third-string rookie QB Hendon Hooker is questionable to play Sunday due to a tooth injury, per NFL media. Hooker chipped his tooth and had to get it pulled, but he is expected to be okay. I guess you could say he was really chomping at the bit to play this weekend. I'm going to have a serious talk with our writers. The third-round pick of the University of Tennessee has not appeared in a game this season and was just activated to the active roster in December due to a torn ACL he suffered last November. The knee injury was likely a reason Hooker fell to the third round. The 26-year-old rookie led one of the most explosive offenses in college football in 2022. Tennessee averaged more yards per game than any team in the country, 525.5, and scored more touchdowns than any team in the country, 78. The Vols were even the number one team in the college football playoff rankings at one point. I love those dramatic pauses. The server I own was originally hers before she gave me ownership, as she made another Discord. She's still a mod on it. She knows computers and knows how Twitch algorithms work. Great. We need all the help we can get. Trust me, we do need all the help we can get. Let's see, at one point, in 11 games played last season, Hooker threw for 3,135 yards, 27 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. Hooker is the third quarterback behind Jared Goff and Teddy Bridgewater. But if we learned anything from last NFC Championship game, a third quarterback could be needed. So there you go. That's the update for the Lions and 49ers. That'll be Sunday at 6:30. You can catch that game on Fox. That's the big network. Not Fox Sports 1, 2, 247. But it's going to be a good game. 6:30 p.m. start time Sunday night on Fox. Okay, we go to the NBA. We're doing the news first, and then we'll get you. We'll get you through the bars to the scoreboard. You see what I mean? By the way, a shout out. We haven't had shout outs for a while. I'm going to shout out Rob Paulson, the voice of Pinky on Animaniacs, one of many voices he does, and Maurice LaMarche, who does the brain and other voices in the cartoon universe. Yes. Rob Paulson, who is on Instagram, and I do believe Tiki-Taki. Let's see. He wore Michigan outfit, wore Michigan hat, Michigan shirt. Michigan won the national title. He wore a Lions shirt. Lions are in the NFC Championship. I'm going to tell you something. If Paulson plays it right, I think I'm going to just say it. The Lions have got a good chance to win. I know San Francisco and the Lions once played, and San Francisco beat the Lions, but this time I think San Francisco is afraid because the Lions, this is a new Lions team. This isn't the SOL, the same old Lions. So I am picking the Detroit Lions to win the NFC Championship. Now, who's going to win between the Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs? Well, I'm sorry, Taylor Swift fans, but this time it ain't going to happen. I think the Ravens will win. Kansas City's got a good chance to win, a good chance, but they make one mistake, one crucial error, the Ravens will pounce. So that conspiracy, which has some truth to it, if you look at the Super Bowl logos from the past 3 Super Bowls, look at the colors. This year's Super Bowl colors are red and purple. Red stands for San Francisco 49ers. Purple stands for, you guessed it, the Baltimore Ravens. And if you want to know something, the colors in the logo, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there's a gentleman on YouTube and on Instagram that has made some salient points about the logo of the Super Bowl, the colors in the Super Bowl logo. I think one year it was yellow and brown. That was for the LA Rams, and if I'm not mistaken, the Cincinnati Bengals. And this was before the two even got to the Super Bowl. So somebody sent him a screenshot of a television newscast that was introducing the performers, the halftime performers, and on the screen it said Reba McEntire and blah, 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 at the Super Bowl between the Kansas City Chiefs. No, excuse, check that. Between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not one to again, I state this. I'm not one to go into conspiracy theories or agree with the way they're wording it, but it does leave one to wonder if the NFL is truly rigged or not. So we'll watch the championship Sunday games with an open mind. And should San Francisco and Baltimore play, Baltimore Ravens, should San Francisco and Baltimore come out of this winners, then I think you and I and other football fanatics had better start watching the colors of the next Super Bowl logo. Very, very interesting. We'll talk more about this on Saturday. Um, the Everybody wonders, hey, who won the big football predictions? We had a tie in the football predictions. The Monsignor, Hiram, Shecky Fleischman, and my cat Uno won this year's uh, NFL Predictions Bowl. So there you go. And Saturday, we will find out who the Monsignor Rabbi has selected in both games, and who he thinks will carry it all the way. All that and a lot more tomorrow night. Rachia. Anyway, let's get back. Long commercials, long subjects, folks. Here we go. The Milwaukee Bucks have hired Doc Rivers, former ESPN NBA analyst, as their new head coach, the team announced today. Rivers, who has spent this season broadcasting games for ESPN, is one of the most experienced head coaches on the market. He's coached 24 combined seasons with the Orlando Magic, Boston Celtics, Los Angeles Clippers, and Philadelphia 76ers, to go along with a decorated 13-year playing career. He won the NBA championship with Boston in 2008, won Coach of the Year for the Magic in 2000. On Tuesday, the Athletics' Shams Charania reported that Rivers had served as an informal consultant to former Bucks coach Adrian Griffin since the in-season tournament at the organization's behest. Now he will replace Griffin on the team's bench. Rivers' arrival comes after Milwaukee's unprecedented decision to fire former coach Adrian Griffin 43 games into his head coaching career. Griffin went 30-13 in those games, giving the Bucks the second-best record in the NBA. At the time of his dismissal, and Griffin, the fourth-best winning percentage of any coach in the NBA history, behind only Joe Mazzulla, Phil Jackson, and Billy Cunningham. Griffin's firing may have seemed surprising, but there was plenty of tension under the surface in Milwaukee. The first red flag came in October when top assistant Terry Slott stepped down after an incident in which Griffin publicly yelled at him at a shoot-around. Veteran forward Bobby Portis reportedly got into a confrontation with Griffin during Milwaukee's in-season tournament loss to the Indiana Pacers, and Griffin admitted that his players needed to talk him out of the more aggressive scheme he tried to implement on defense early in the season. Ultimately, Milwaukee seemingly decided that Griffin was not the man to lead them to what could be their second championship in 4 seasons. This spring. They are hoping that Rivers can calm the sea of doubt. But his recent playoff history leaves something to be desired. The 76ers fired Rivers last spring after they blew a 3-2 lead against the Boston Celtics in the second round of the postseason. That was the second major playoff disappointment for Rivers in Philadelphia, as his 2021 team was upset by the Atlanta Hawks in the second round. 1 year earlier, he was fired by the Los Angeles Clippers after they blew a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets. In the second round, the Orlando bubble, Rivers has blown 3 3-1 playoff leads and 4 more 3-2 leads. Of course, as talented as his rosters have been, he has never taken over a roster that's already won a title. The core of Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, and Brook Lopez did so in 2021, and they are even more dangerous this season with Damian Lillard in place. Milwaukee made the blockbuster Lillard trade, expecting to win it all this season. Now, Rivers has done so before, but in taking over this job, in the middle of the season, he'd have to make history to do it again in June. While new coaches have won it all after being promoted mid-season in the past, no team has ever won the championship with an in-season coaching change that brought in a new head honcho from the outside the organization before. The Bucks believe Rivers can be the first. Ooh, I just Let's just bray on that one, dear friends. Okay. Let's go to it. And yes, friends, we can now say without a shadow of a doubt, or with a shadow of a doubt, that Michigan has found themselves their new head coach, and they didn't have to look far for it. He was under their nose for the 4 games that Jim Harbaugh was suspended for. That's right. Offensive coordinator Sharon Moore will be replacing Jim Harbaugh as the program's head coach following Harbaugh's departure for the Los Angeles Chargers. The school announced Friday. Moore spent the past 6 seasons on the Wolverines staff and served as Michigan's acting head coach for 4 games in 2023 amid a pair of Harbaugh suspensions. Quote, I have been preparing my entire coaching career for this opportunity, and I can't think of a better place to be head coach than the University of Michigan, Moore said in a statement. We will do everything each day as a team to continue the legacy of championship football that's been played in Michigan for the past 144 years. Our standards will not change. We will be a smart, tough, dependable, relentless, and enthusiastic championship-level team that loves football and plays with a passion for the game, the winged helmet, and each other. We will also continue to achieve excellence off the field, in the classroom, and in our communities. I am excited to start working in this new role with our players, coaches, and staff. Now, the move signals Michigan's desire for continuity amid an undesirable timed coaching transition. On the heels of the program's first national championship since '97, the Wolverines are already dealing with the departure of several star players for the NFL draft. Promoting Moore, well-respected staff veteran and an emotional leader, should give Michigan a chance to avoid an exodus of talent to the transfer portal as well. Now, Moore emerged as a leading face and voice for the program in '23 as he called the shots on the sidelines in November during the 3-game suspension for Harbaugh amid the program's sign-stealing scandal. In particular, his emotional on-field interview following the Wolverines' win over Penn State elevated Moore's national visibility. Sharon has proven to be a great leader for our football program, especially the offensive line and players on the offensive side of football. Athletic Director Ward Manuel said he is a dynamic, fierce, and competitive individual who gets the best out of the players he mentors. The players love playing for him and being with him in the building every day. The 37-year-old played on the offensive line for Oklahoma under Bob Stoops before beginning his coaching career under Steve Craythorpe and Charlie Strong of Louisville from 2009 to 2013. He's worked in the state of Michigan ever since. He was a tight end coach at Central Michigan from 2014 to 2017 before landing in the same role at Michigan in 2018. He earned the title of co-offensive coordinator in 2021 and took over as the sole offensive coordinator in 2023. He's also been in charge of an elite offensive line over the past 3 seasons, leading Michigan to consecutive Joe Moore Awards in 21 and 22. Now, Moore finds himself in a rare position as Harbaugh is just the 4th coach since World War II not to return after winning a national championship. The good news is there are 3 other coaches to succeed, reigning national title winners over the past 50 years, enjoyed success. The 2024 season was already shaping up to be somewhat of a rebuilding year for the Wolverines, even if Harbaugh had stayed. Part of that is due to an evolving roster and part due to a difficult schedule. Any way you look at it, Moore will have his work cut out for him as the Wolverines seek a 4th straight Big Ten title under the new format, because this coming season, we go back to the format of the Big Ten as it was long ago, which was no more split teams, East or West divisions. It's going to be winner take all. Yes, there'll still be a Big Ten championship, but now it's not going to be East versus West. It's going to be one big mishmash. Who's going to climb the mountain and who's going to fall, in other words. Michigan hosts Texas in week 2 next season in the non-conference play. The Longhorns are the only college football team from last season to return their head coach. They'll also bring back star quarterback Quinn Ewers, and will pose a significant challenge in one of the marquee games on the 2024 schedule. Then the Wolverines face a Big Ten slate that includes former Pac-10ers USC, Washington, Oregon, UCLA, as well as Ohio State, as the conference receives an infusion of premier West Coast programs. Michigan has 12 players in the top 215 of the 2024 CBS Sports NFL Draft Prospect ratings, which illustrates just how much talent the program is losing from its title-winning team. Among them, J.J. McCarthy, who leaves behind an uncertain quarterback room. The future of that position is among several key issues Moore will have to address in the months ahead. So Moore's promotion likely prevented another seismic wave of disruption to the coaching industry had the Wolverines pursued LSU coach Brian Kelly or Missouri coach Eli Drinkwitz, both regarded as the names to watch if Michigan passed over Moore. The carousel would have likely kicked into high gear once again. When legendary Alabama coach Nick Saban retired earlier this month, 5 other Division I head coaching jobs in Washington, Arizona, San Jose State, South Alabama, and Buffalo opened amid the ripple effect. If Michigan had hired someone other than Moore, it could have set off a similar wave of dominoes, especially if the Wolverines had pulled a sitting SEC head coach like Kelly or Drinkwitz. So we don't have to worry about that, boys. Okay. That's your news portion here. Let's get to the scores of all the games that have been played today. And boy, do I mean all of them. Can we get to the scores? Thank you very much. Here we go. Let's start first in the NBA. One game remaining to be played. They're all finals now. Thank you. Okay, let's start with the biggie. Dallas Mavericks and the Atlanta Hawks. Mavericks beat the Hawks 148-143. Indiana Pacers beat the Phoenix Suns 133-131. The Rockets' red glare blasted off on the Charlotte Hornets 138-104. LA Clippers over the Toronto Raptors 127-107. Thunder from Oklahoma City destroyed the New Orleans Pelicans 107-83. Cleveland Cavaliers back on the winning track. They defeated the Milwaukee Bucks 112-100. Memphis Grizzlies over the Orlando Magic 107-106. And the San Antonio Spurs beat the Portland Trailblazers by a score of 116-100. In NCAA men's basketball, Michigan State lost to number 13 Wisconsin 81-66. Their chances of March Madness are slowly shrinking. Women's basketball, here we go. One game remaining, 20 seconds. Number 3, Colorado losing to number 25, Oregon State, 65-59. Final scores, Indiana State 70, Valparaiso 49, Monmouth 69, Hampton 61. NC AT&T over Campbell, souped it up, 73-51. William & Mary defeated Hofstra 61-50. Murray State 75. Southern Illinois 70. Northeastern 73. Delaware 66. Illinois of Chicago 70. Evansville 61. Belmont 66. Missouri State 55. In overtime, Milwaukee over Wright State 93-87. Sixth-ranked Stanford over Arizona State 80-50. Arizona over California, 66-55. 15th ranked Utah over Oregon, 58-48. UCLA, second ranked over Washington, 62-44. And USC, the 11th ranked team, over Washington State, 70-62. In the third round of the Farmers Insurance Golf Open Championship, Stephen Yeager continues to take a great lead. He ended his day on top of the leaderboard at 11 under. Matthew Pavon and Nikolai Hogard are tied at second at 10 under. Thomas Stetry is in fourth place, 9 under, and Canadian Taylor Pendrith is in tie for fifth place at 8 under. In the National Hockey League, one game that is still being played early in the third period. The Blues and the Kraken are tied at 3. Final scores: Vegas Golden Knights over the New York Rangers 5-2. In a shootout, Panthers over the Penguins 3-2. And in regulation, the Avalanche clobbered the Los Angeles Kings by a score of 5-1. In soccer, boy, do we got a load here. In La Liga, Alves over Almera 3-0. In Liga Mexico, about 5 minutes added to regulation. Tijuana and Guadalajara tied at 1. Puebla and Tocula finished in a 1-1 tie. In Das Bundesliga, Eintracht Frankfurt. Harry, are these cousins of yours? Oh, no. Oh, okay. Thank you. Harry von Stuttgart. Okay, thank you. Eintracht Frankfurt over Mainz 05, 1-0. Series A soccer, Torino over Cagliari 2-1. Ligue 1, Rennes over Olympique Lyonnais 3-2. That's Olympique Lyonnais or Lyonnais, not to be confused with Olympic Mayonnaise. In Argentina Premier Division soccer, Barracas over and Vélez Starfield ended in a 1-1 tie. Gimnasia La Plata over Talleres de Cordoba 1-0. Huracan defeated Banfield 2-0. And Independiente over Rivadavia 1-0. And that is the scores that we have for you. Wow. What do we got tomorrow? Loaded question, I know, but still, you gotta ask. Okay, tomorrow we got afternoon games. We got the Wizards and Pistons in the NBA at noon. Heat versus Knicks at 3. That'll be on ABC. 76ers and Nuggets, 5:30, also on ABC. Rockets and Nets at 6. Clippers and Celtics at 7. Jazz and Hornets at 7. Pelicans and Bucks at 8. Lakers and Warriors, 8:30. That'll be also on ABC. Timberwolves and Spurs at 8:30. And Kings and Mavericks on Valley Sports Southwest. Men's basketball, got some great games. We also got some games in women's basketball. And, there's a lot of them, so we're going to have fun tomorrow. Tomorrow night, there's going to be real fun. The NHL games, Bruins Flyers, you can see that game at 12:30 on the NHL Network. Capitals and Stars at 2, Predators and Oilers at 4, as well as the Sabres and Sharks. The Saturday Nighters, or as we like to call them, Hockey Night in Canada. Coyotes and Hurricanes, they'll be on Valley Sports South and Scripps Sports. Rangers and Senators, that game will be on the NHL Network and CBC. Canadians and Penguins at 7, along with the Devils and Lightning. And Maple Leafs and Jets, obviously that game also, in some cases, on CBC, City TV, a few others. Panthers and Islanders at 7:30. Golden Knights and Red Wings at 8. Ducks Wild at 9. To be seen on Valley Sports West and Valley and BWIX, whatever that stands for. I think Valley Sports Wisconsin. Blackhawks Flames at 10, and the Blue Jackets and Canucks also at 10. That's obviously the doubleheader on CBC. We got some great games coming up on soccer-wise. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun Saturday. Don't believe me? It is. Okay. We've done the freaking promo. We've done the freaking promo. Okay? We've done the freaking promos. Yeah, okay, give me okay. I'm always saying okay all of a sudden. That's like a force of bleeping habit here. But there we go. This should give us everything we need to know. It's 14 minutes past the hour of midnight, and I know we should use the NHL for when we do the scoreboard and such, and we will. For God's sakes, we will. Just want to make sure I have to give it again because using CBSSports.com, they don't have the broadcast schedules for the teams. So hopefully we have the schedulers and everybody would be happy and contented and all sorts of baklava. What happens? They should. Yeah. But how come they don't have all the things? Yeah, Bally Sports. No. Anyway, okay. Yes, I see what happened here. This is somewhat the behind the scenes here. Let's see. Okay, come on. Let's see. Give me the let's see. There we go. This should help us. Anything can help us. Oh, can something help us? I don't know. We got to make sure, the schedulers, got to make sure the schedulers are permissible, We must, we must make sure all the schedulers, they are good, lined up, and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Don't you just love it? Chicka boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I think it's going to be on Hockey in Canada, yes. Okay. Let me just see here. NHL. CHED. Boop. Okay. This should be fun. Oh, goody. I think we found. Oh, nice. Okay. We found where we're going with the schedule here. Yay. Okay. So if we read this correctly, and this is how we're going to do this. Bruins and Flyers, 12:30. National will be on NHL Network and it's deposit. Yeah, NHL Network, Sportsnet, and for the French folks, French Canadians, TVA Sports. Locally, Nesson and NBC Sports Philadelphia. Capitals and Stars at 2 on NHL Network and ESPN Plus. It'll also be on Monument Sports Network and Bally Sports Southwest. Predators and Oilers at 4 will be on ESPN Plus as well as Sportsnet and Bally Sports South. Sabres and Sharks at 4 on ESPN Plus. Madison Square Garden, Buffalo, and NBC Sports California. Maple Leafs and Jets on ESPN Plus and Sportsnet. Coyotes. Coyotes, Hurricane on ESPN Plus, Scripps and Bally Sports South. Golden Knights and Red Wings on ESPN Plus, Scripps and Bally Sports Detroit. Rangers and Senators on ESPN Plus, Sportsnet 1, and Madison Square Garden. The Canadians and Penguins, that'll be on the CBC, ESPN Plus, City TV, and TVA Sports, as well as Pittsburgh Sportsnet. Devils and Lightning, that'll be on ESPN Plus, Madison Square Garden Network 2, and Bally Sports Sun. Panthers, Islanders, ESPN Plus, Bally Sports Florida, Madison Square Garden Sports Network. 9 p.m., Ducks Wild, ESPN Plus, Bally Sports West, Bally Sports North, Bally Sports Wisconsin. Blackhawks and Flames at 10 p.m. That'll be on ESPN Plus, the CBC, Sportsnet East, Sportsnet Ontario, Sportsnet West, TVA Sports en Français 2, and NBC Sports Chicago. And 10 p.m., the Blue Jackets Canucks on ESPN Plus, City TV, Sportsnet Pacific, and Bally Sports Ohio. That's a lot of wordage. So now we know where we can go to get the total sports media watch. Got to remember that. Got to remember everything, Ollie. Yep. Okay. We're almost done with the sports show. You believe that? Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Okay, let's see. For those of you who have DirecTV, this is a little Timberland plug here. Those of you who have ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC affiliates owned by Cox Media, you may not have football this Sunday. A potential blackout of your ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC stations looms for the Cox Media-owned stations of those networks. Horrocks is selling Lions-themed popcorn. Nice. Okay, let's see here. AEW is expected to land 2 major free agent signings. Michigan marijuana shop issued a $212,000 fine after inspectors find cannabis in the attic. Let's see what we got here. MASH becomes East Lansing's newest nightlife location. The Penguin, Jared Abramson, to recur in the new Batman series for the streaming service Max. Fox Sports debuts a new NASCAR Cup Series broadcast booth at the Busch Light Clash. Wonder who they will be. With the iconic Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum as the backdrop, Fox NASCAR will debut its new NASCAR Cup Series broadcast booth on Sunday, February 4th, 8 p.m. on Fox in the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. In its first season as a race analyst, former NASCAR champion Kevin Harvick joins the Fox Sports booth this season alongside play-by-play voice Mike Joy and former NASCAR teammate Clint Boyer. Rounding out Fox's Clash Coliseum broadcast crew are Larry McReynolds and pit reporters Jamie Little and Reagan Smith. Pre-race coverage begins at 7:30 with NASCAR Race Day, hosted by the quintessential stud muffin, Chris Myers, with Boyer, Harvick, Michael Waltrip, Little, and Smith. Fox also airs live coverage of qualifying heat races to set the field for the Clash at 6:30 with NASCAR Race Day, etc., and so forth. Fox Deportes will offer live coverage of the Clash at the Coliseum beginning at 8 p.m. on Sunday, February 4th, helmed by renowned NASCAR play-by-play voice Tony Rivera, Spanish-language sports broadcasting legend analyst Jesse Losada, and veteran motorsports pit reporter Giselle Zarur. The network also airs qualifying Busch Light at 6:30. The first NASCAR Mexico Series race telecast for either network will air live on FS1 and Fox Deportes from the iconic venue at 4:30. Adam Alexander, Waltrip, and former NASCAR Cup Series champion Brad Keselowski will call the race on FS1 with Josh Sims covering pit row. Rivera, Losada, and Zarur are on the call for Fox Deportes. And the longest-running daily studio show, NASCAR Race Hub, will mark its milestone 2500th episode in its 2024 season debut, January 29th. Returning for Hub's 15th season are, of course, Adam Alexander, Shannon Spake, Caitlin Vincey, and Josh Sims, with analysts from McReynolds, Boyer, Harvick, Jimmy McMurray, Waltrip Smith, Bobby Labonte, Trevor Bayne, David O'Regan, Todd Bodine. NASCAR drivers and crew chiefs rotating as analysts include Eric Amarola, Austin Dillon, Keselowski, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, Drew Bickensturfer, Chad Knaus, and Andy Petrie. So there you go, kids. If you're in the NASCAR, there you go. Okay, any more little entertainment news to spoil us with fun and excitement? And by the way, because of the success of the exclusive Peacock NFL games, the NFL playoff games, look for the NFL to give Peacock another game. That's right. In fact, Peacock will be, again, streaming Sunday Night Football, so get ready for that. Let's see. Are we almost done here? Okay, let's just. Okay, I think we're almost at that point. Almost. We're doing entertainment news now. Oh, aren't you glad? Let's see. We got more. Sportico is reporting that the Committee of Unsecured Creditors of Diamond Sports has petitioned the U.S. bankruptcy judge, Christopher Lopez, for a hearing to discuss Diamond's plan to obtain financing through debtor in possession financing. On Tuesday, Diamond motioned for a court order that, if granted, will allow it to enter into a $450 million agreement that it says is necessary for reorganization as a going concern. Diamond, which operates Bally Sports Regional Sports Networks, is undergoing Chapter 11 reorganization that it hopes will result in a new entity featuring a substantially deleveraged capital structure. That's capital both meeting expenses and sustaining operations in the RSN industry. The Debtor in possession agreement, Diamond says, would provide essential funding, among other things, to pay amounts due to sports teams and implement a commercial partnership with Amazon. To that end, Diamond maintains it would use the additional $100 million as an infusion to pay telecast right fees. Diamond notes that in the first quarter of each calendar year, its payments are higher since it's paying NBA and NHL teams, and then they must pay MLB teams before the baseball season starts. Now, Diamond contends that unless it can maintain operations, the grim alternative would be a wind down, where employees would be left without jobs and where team and league partners would have to rush to secure new arrangements to ensure games are broadcast to fans. That's already been done in some cases. The Committee of Unsecured Creditors is not convinced. It filed an emergency motion Wednesday for a hearing and other relief by no later than today at 5 p.m. The committee argues neither it nor representatives of unsecured creditors were at the bargaining table. It also contends the procedures for DIP are not designed with the best interest of unsecured creditors in mind. The committee worries that DIP lenders could own nearly all of reorganized equity, and a wind-down situation might soak up all remaining value from the debtors' estates. In other words, ain't no translation. Diamond Sports Group is screwed. The unsecured creditors include a mix of banks, sports teams, broadcasters, and service providers. Diamond reported between 4 and 8 dozen unsecured creditors in its bankruptcy filing last month, ranging from $1.8 billion owed to U.S. Bank on notes due in 2027 to as little as $6,000 to Social Booth Experimental, a company that makes photo backdrops for pictures of conference attendees. The Dolan family of Madison Square Garden fame, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and Raycom were among 7 companies owed multi-million-dollar amounts from the broadcaster, according to the initial filing. So it ain't over. It is not over by a long shot. This madness with Diamond Sports Group is not over yet. But guess what? We are nearing the completion of this program. Yay! By the way, to Dandelion Fluff, I hope we did the hockey scores with mustard because I relish those games. Anyway, that is going to wrap things up for us in about 3 minutes. And that'll be the first time we actually will be going off the air on time. Tomorrow, got some things going on here at the humble abode as I prepare, hopefully, for some furniture. I gotta clean up the place. I mean, right now it's looking okay. There's still some junk here I gotta toss out. I gotta ferret out, and I got to make haste on some things. Got to do my laundry this weekend. For everybody here, for Matthew the Wizard Nichols and Jay the Brain with 2 N's to avoid legal man, and everybody else who is a part of the Last Call Cafe, I am, for our announcer, Harry von Stuttgart, and everyone involved. Thank you, guys and gals. I've also got to, download OBS, get that prepared for the Twitchery. So hope you'll join us tomorrow night, same time, same place, right here on the YouTube for another great, if not weirder, edition of this little paradise of a program we like to call Steve's Sporty Balls. Until then, for the aforementioned people I just mentioned, and for myself, want me to send you the link to OBS, or did I already send it to you? I'll check my messenger, my friend. I think you did. So let's go wrap it up for us. I am Steve the Baxman Baxley, thanking you for tuning in. It is great to be back. And it's even going to be greater to be back tomorrow night, same time, same place. Until then, always remember this, guys and gals. Keep your sporty balls clean and shiny, because you never know who's watching. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I don't know what that meant. We got to come up with those. I got to contact my writers. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Steve the Baxman Baxley saying good night. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions for the L2C Media Network and YouTube. Until then, have a fun weekend. Talk to you on Saturday at 11:35. Bye. That's PM, by the way, Eastern Time.